Bernard, even the gold producers are concerned about soft prices going forward. And also we've had this, reaction to the good jobs numbers. Presuming if the US economy is continuing to improve, how much of this pressure could we see continuing? I mean, what kind of levels are we talking about? How low can gold go? And by when?
We will first of all look at it in terms of our short-term outlook. I think we saw the positive US figures right now, and we're seeing 10-year interest yields in the US going up by 10 bips since mid-October. This increases the opportunity cost of holding gold. The other thing also is weak figures from Europe. We've seen a revision in their growth levels. This will increase the strength in the dollar, which is also not very good news for gold. So as I mentioned to you, short term we see gold at 1,200, and in our longer term perspective we see it at 1,250. But for your question about how low can gold go, we have done a study that we published around 2 months ago, saying that if we could go down, slide down the supply curve, we could potentially see gold reach levels of $850 to $900. But this is our very low case scenario.
Right, and when you mention short-term and long-term there, what do you mean by short-term? 6 months,
I would say, yeah, so first short-term would be our 6-month view or quarter or second quarter of next year, and our long-term view is more of a year and going forward.
And in terms of, upward catalysts, I know it's far and few. Even Randgold that we spoke to last week was saying they were working on the premise of a long-term view that gold prices would be about $1,000, Are there any upward catalysts? I mean, what levels are we looking at before the bargain hunters jump in?
I mean, the biggest on our upside scenario in terms for Natixis, I think our biggest concern, if you want, for higher prices of gold is the debt ceiling issue. How will it be handled? We saw previously that Chinese and Japanese officials were not very happy with the way US politicians have handled the situation. Could we see that those countries with high dollar denominated assets in their foreign exchange reserve will move away and into gold? This is a potential catalyst. Also, we have to look at India also. What will happen eventually with their imports of gold? Will they loosen maybe a little bit their tightening on the imports of gold? Should they loosen, we could see the levels going back to around 70 tons a month. Currently, Natixis figures show that those levels, those imports, are at around 6 to 7 tons, and that was September figure and August figure.